Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the next video in my Line of God's Daily Diary series. As usual, before I discuss what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Diary video, I want to go ahead and read you a chapter from the Bible. Today I will be continuing the book of the prophet Daniel, chapter 6. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. Then said these men, We shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king, and said unto him, King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, the counselors and the captains, have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree, that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree, and sign the writing, that it be not changed, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed, and gave thanks before his God, as he did aforetime. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree, that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, The thing is true, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him, and he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these men assembled unto the king, and said unto the king, Know, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is, that no decree or statute which the king establisheth may be changed. Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel, and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy God whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. And a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet, and with the signet of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace, and passed the night fasting, neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning, and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God whom thou servest continually able to deliver thee from the lions? Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My God hath sent his angel, and hath shut the lions' mouths, that they have not hurt me. For as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his God. And the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions, them, their children, and their wives, and the lions had the mastery of them, and brake all their bones in pieces, or ever they came at the bottom of the den. And King Darius wrote unto all people, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, Peace be multiplied unto you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom men tremble and fear before the God of Daniel, for he is the living God, and steadfast forever, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end. He delivereth and rescueth, and he worketh signs and wonders in heaven and in earth, who hath delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius, and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Another beautiful chapter of Daniel, his belief in God carrying him through adversity. And before I go any further, I want to go ahead and look at this idea of the language. It quite literally says, excellent spirit. Excellent spirit. So this wording, excellent spirit, was there also in Daniel 5:12, which was in yesterday's reading. Now, I didn't initially think that this was a reference to the Spirit of God. So it may not be, actually. And that's why I didn't mention it in yesterday's video, because I didn't think it was a reference. And so far it's looking like it is not a reference to the Spirit of God, but rather Daniel's own spirit, his own good nature. So let's go ahead in this case and continue now by looking at that reference to the excellent spirit, which the reason why I'm looking this up is in this one, I thought it might be a reference to the Spirit of God, where it says in Daniel 6:3, it was very beautiful. It says, "Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him." Now this is a little bit different. Now this would be an example of the wording just being a little bit, the word excellent, because in Daniel 5:12 it reads, "For as much as an excellent spirit and knowledge and understanding, interpreting of dreams and chewing of hard sentences and dissolving of doubts were found in the same Daniel." Now this may not have directly been a reference to the Spirit of God, but when it says here, "because an excellent spirit was in him," oftentimes the language will be that the Spirit of God was in a man, empowering him to do good works, etc., etc. So that's why now I'll go ahead and follow up here with to see now if this is actually indeed, let's see here, if it was actually indeed a reference to the Spirit of God. I'm not sure. It may not be. It may not be. Certainly the language, that's what led me to believe that it might be. But in this case, I'm looking through the translations, and it doesn't appear. Okay. No, it is a reference to the Spirit of God. In fact, the other reference may also have been to the Spirit of God. It is. At least one translation clearly is indicating that it is a reference to the Spirit of God. So I'll write this down for my own edification, for both yesterday's and today's videos, because it may well have been a reference as well in yesterday's. So 6:3. And actually what I wanted to speak about today and talk about more is this idea of the Spirit of God being in Daniel. And from what I can see, and I mean this honestly, I'm honored in terms of the way that these people speak and write about the name of the Spirit of God. In terms of when they say Daniel has been empowered by the Spirit of God, they truly mean it, that Daniel is a holy man. And like it's sort of reading in a way like Daniel is a man worthy of the Spirit of God's help, the Spirit of God empowering him. As I did over the course of the Old Testament with many people. Daniel comes to mind, David comes to mind, Saul came to mind just because of the reference to David. Anyways, that being said, it's definitely a compliment that they regard Daniel, like part of Daniel's worth is that it seems like, or something that they say they give Daniel respect about, is that the Spirit of God is empowering Daniel. And that means a lot to me, because as I write in my gospel, like the phoenix from the flames, I have been reborn as the perfect Spirit of God. And that's something that means a lot to me, because once upon a time I didn't feel I took very seriously what the word perfect meant, because perfect means that you're as flawless as the Lord in heaven, in terms of the way you serve him in a perfect way. I won't say flawless in terms of I probably maybe make more mistakes like burning toast, as I write in my gospel. Like, perfect doesn't mean I don't burn toast, but it means that the intention of how I live is always perfect. And so as a result of that, the idea is that I'm able to serve God perfectly. And in Daniel, when it says that this excellent spirit is in him, I thought about that, like, Daniel, because it says they sought to find a flaw, right? But then it says in Daniel 6:4, then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. So when I say the word perfect, that's the way that someone should speak about you. And they say that there's no fault or error that we can find with this person. And, that's why I just think it's a great honor, to be mentioned in that context, because to be the perfect Spirit of God and to have shared, this journey with men like Daniel, men like David, men like Moses, it's an honor. So that's why I'll go ahead and end the Daily Diary video there for today, and transition over to what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Diary video. In yesterday's Daily Diary video, I worked out my core, I uploaded and scheduled 5 workout videos, and I have created this Daily Diary video for 4/21/24. And with no further achievements since yesterday's Daily Diary video, I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. Light to be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.